Good morning, everybody. We'll just give everyone a couple more minutes here. My kids, as usual, somehow I plan these things on Wednesday mornings and my kids have a late start. And so they leave to go to school at, well, I make them leave at 9:30. I'm like, get out, because otherwise it's noisy around here. So anyways, we will get started in about 2 minutes. Go grab one thing and then we'll get started. All right. Is Kalene on here? No?
I am.
Oh, there you are. You're hiding.
Oh,
I don't. Oh, I see you now. Sorry, I thought you were a different screen. I thought you were a black screen.
No. Again, it's one of those days here in Colorado Springs, late start for kids.
I know, that's what I was telling him, but
Oh.
we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes Kalene gets on when we have meetings with one of our mentors, and sometimes you never know what her hair or her shape of what her life is going to be in at that moment.
It is.
They're like, oh.
There's a lot going on. We had senior night last night. That was kind of a big deal. We were at the volleyball courts till 9:30, then had dinner. We got home late. So
well, we'll get started. Go ahead. Sorry, what did you say, Kalene?
Oh no, they were playing Fort Carson.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Is Amber on here yet, or Kayla, or no?
I do not see either.
Oh, okay.
I'm here, but it's kind of laggy, so I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh yeah. Okay. You're with your horse.
Hi.
All right. All right. So we'll get started since I know everyone has things to do. Hope you guys are staying busy in this market. I know it's a little bit different market than we're used to, but I kind of wanted to talk to you guys. I thought we would talk about just a little bit as far as using video to stay in contact with your sphere. And I kind of want you guys to chime in if you don't mind with some of your ideas. I think we're always going to learn from each other. I know we believe in video, and I ran some numbers this morning, and I'll kind of show you why we believe in video and the power of what that video looks like. When Kalene and I first started out, and Kalene can jump in too and kind of tell us when we first started, we just had a handful of clients, and we're like, one is, how do you stay in contact with them, right? The worst feeling is when you have a client and they go and sell with someone else or buy with someone else in the future. That was, one of our first things, and then how to get referrals from those people and how to generate new clients from, with community influence and using video to stay in contact with your sphere. And so something that we've been working on and perfecting, and by no means do we have everything completely figured out. We're kind of always adapting it. And that's kind of what we've really been working on really hard the last couple of months, is kind of putting that in place and automating it, because I think it was easy when we first drove around and dropped off a few pies when we had 10, 20 clients when we first started. And now 2 to 3 years later, to drive around or to hire someone or whatever that looks like to drive around to, as we use video more and more, which you should be doing too. So that way you can have your clients, double each year, if not more, even in this market. It's harder and harder to stay in contact with them. So how are we doing that? What are some ideas even to use video to stay in front of your clients? Because our clients know us so much during that buying or selling process. Some of our clients, I think, kind of go through like the grieving process, and so we do too. Some of them, I love our clients. Some clients we are like ready to say goodbye to, and we're fine with it for a while. But how do you stay in contact with them a year or two, on the average 4 to 5 years later, when they're ready to sell? And what does that look like? So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit today, because that's something that I've just been kind of wrapping my head around. We just finished the TikTok challenge and the YouTube challenge. And then the other part of, a lot of our things that we love and preach about is video marketing. So how to do that in your sphere. So that's kind of why I picked this topic today. And a few of you guys have asked about it. So I
have one thing to say about video with that.
Go for it.
This has to do with, I know Kayla and Amber were at the video marketing conference with us in Bentonville, Arkansas, but it's that whole rock principle. Do you remember this part, Laurie?
I must have been.
So this gentleman up on stage, this was all about video marketing. And he said, who in the room loves The Rock? And so, everybody raises their hands. And then he said, who in here would defend if I, said something offensive about The Rock? How many people would defend him? And just about as many people would raise their hand. And he said, why is that? And the whole rock principle is that people think that they know you when you are on video and in front of them. They think they know everything about you. You've already built rapport. And so there's a connection there before they even actually know who you are. So that's the whole concept of video marketing. And even now, after you've won their business over, how do you stay in front of them without being salesy? How do you win over their referrals? Not all real estate transactions are smooth. So, those, if it was bumpy, how do you overcome that and still win their business over and over again? It's video.
Right. I haven't shown Kalene my numbers I put together. I couldn't sleep last night.
So I know, what kind of numbers? We hate numbers.
I'm a little bit. So just hang on. It's really exciting. This is what happens when I can't sleep at night. I thought about an email I needed to send to my kid's teacher because he has a D-, and putting some numbers down to some of our video marketing stuff.
Yep, I got that too.
Anyways, but the other kind of funny thing is this week we were going out to film a lot for a client that was in town a couple weekends ago. He's not quite ready to buy yet, but they found us on YouTube. He just called us, and I don't know what, he just called and said, hey, I'm in town. Can you guys show us a property? We're like, sure. So we go and show them the property, not a big deal, but he's like, I'm going to use you ladies. Your marketing's great. I'm going to use you ladies to buy a property. And so then we were showing the land the other day, and he said goodbye. And he said, love you ladies. And I'm like, oh, that's weird.
We were like, that's
I mean, it's not like a love like that kind of thing, but he thinks he knows us, and we've only met him once for like 30 minutes, but in his mind, he's watched us over and over again on these videos. So,
and mind you, his wife was on the phone too.
Yeah. It was like, it's a little weird, and I say it all out now, but the point is, they think they really know you, and they really have established a relationship with us. And so that's kind of where we go with all of this. But then once we close them, like once, they're here locally, then, what is our plan at that point? And that's kind of what I've been like, well, we do video. How are we incorporating that in there? So let me screen share. If I can, how this takes me a while. I always say you don't have to.
And when we do video marketing, we always talk about like we have, I would say, 3 main audiences. So we have our audience on YouTube. It is definitely people who are new to the area that are researching, thinking about moving to Colorado Springs. Then we do video on our Facebook page, and that is our local community, people that maybe are not in our sphere, but we are their local experts for real estate needs. And so that is all of our what's the, new coffee shop down the road. Here's a great charity. They're trying to meet this goal, those type of videos. And so then our sphere are those clients that we've already worked, but we want to stay in front of them. And they've met us on YouTube. They are on our community page. And so of course we want to hit them with video again.
Yeah.
So that's what the audience we're talking about today is, that sphere of
Right.
clientele.
Right. So this one, I was like this morning, I'm like, how many active users? So, how you have a group and you're like, how many people are actively using it and engaging with it? So I was like, kind of looking at our numbers on the back end. And again, when we started this, you guys, we started at 0 a year and a half ago. I think we made it a couple of years ago when we first started real estate. But we never really did anything with it until maybe a year and a half ago when we started like, okay, let's do video with the group and actually put some effort into it. So someone else, if you're not, can someone
Check and make sure you're on mute.
Let's see. I know there's somebody. Anyways, I'll keep going. But if you look on here, you can see active members. So I'm like, okay, so in the last month, we had 24,214 active members. So, in our course, we're going to go over how we did that. But I was like, well, let me put some numbers to what that looks like. So those are people who are mostly active here in our community. So I'm going to approach it from 2 different ways. We also use HomeBot, where clients, we have it automated so that our TC throws them into our current homeowners once they close after 6 months. And so the other part that, we talk about when we're talking about, how to do video is at that point, how is it feasible to do it all, right? Like, how do you, like, if you just sat down and did it all, I could, my mind spider webs, and I'm like, how do I even begin to do it all? So what we've done with it and what we're working on always is how to automate it. How does it work so it always is flowing? We're not missing the gaps. We're not losing clients, and it doesn't take our time, because obviously I have 3 kids. My life's kind of chaotic. And I always say, so does Kalene, and we run a team, and we also want to go on vacation. And like, our ultimate goal is to have a lifestyle that we want. So how to not work, 60 hours a week and still make some good money. So here's what I put together this morning. This is very exciting for me. So I went through and like,
I'm impressed.
I know, isn't that nice? I even put like some highlights on it and stuff. Like,
Wow.
I'm really getting good at this stuff. So I just wanted to get some numbers down for like the why behind why we use video and how we use that video to stay in contact with our sphere. So if I was looking at like what we use our video for, so what do we use video for and where do we implement it? So we started that Facebook group. Our goal is we do like a couple community videos. We just closed one last month from someone who referred us from a video we did. Her friend moved to town from California. She referred us. So it's all about that referral. So we do.
And this is one of those. So the client Laurie was talking about, we literally did a video highlighting a bakery at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And that lady who ran the bakery had a friend moving to town, and she referred us. So it gets a little complicated when I put them into our client retention management system, because I'm like, well, were they a referral? Were they, a video lead? What were they? And so some of these can be a little bit skewed as well. So sorry.
Yeah. And I mean, they don't have to be fancy videos. I think people see people doing fancy videos. For that video, you guys, it was during COVID. I literally asked her to send me some pictures, and I did a talking thing over it. I can't even remember, but it wasn't fancy. Let me just tell you that. It was something that was done with an iPhone, done with an app, and I threw it together, and it was 2 years ago, and she still remembers us because guess what? She's still seeing our videos, right? So every month we do 2 videos of our business or highlights. So we are having a community liaison on our team member set that up. Task per month is 2. So we need to do 2 videos per month. And then the number of touches per year. So if I have 24,214 active users, the number of people who are going to see those videos, the number of views per year is almost 500,000. Okay.
That's amazing. And that group, mind you, is growing at almost 200 plus a day. And what we had to do to retain all of their information is to actually increase like a Zapier account and whatnot, because the basic levels at some of this technology that we use does not cut it anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's a very conservative number, what you have there, as far as like, we would never be able to get in front of, 484,000 people a year, period. No way.
Right. And the great thing about a group, if you guys, once you kind of get past that point, it kind of starts going on, like extrapolating the number of members on its own. It kind of starts growing just on its own, because, people have FOMO. They're like, why is there so many people in that group? I just need to join that group. And then you can pull data from people, leave their phone numbers, people leave their email addresses. And now I have a whole database full of community contacts that I'm in front of, monthly. And so go ahead.
And
Kim.
so when they join our Facebook group, this is a little bit of the why piece. So I work a lot in our CRM, and what we have done is we've, required some questions to be answered when they join the group. And then we're able to take them and they can say, yeah, sign me up for your monthly newsletter. Sure. And I would say, let's see here. We just grew our CRM. It's up over 10,800 in our CRM that we can blast out with a recruiting type email, just saying, hey, anybody, we'll do a video, talk about what the market's doing, talk about rates, and then, say, if you want to know where you stand, request a CMA, reply back. And it's amazing when you have 10,000 people in your database that gave you that permission to do those things.
Right.
I would say when we do a major blast, we maybe have 3 or 4 people that say, please take me off the list. So then I go back through, respectfully take them off that list. And last time we did that, we had 12 people of that blast reach back out and say, yes, CMA, please. And so then we developed conversations and we're able to talk with them about their home value in our local market.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a full circle of why that audience is so important. Who wants listing appointments all day long, please?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really been, so we're just kind of, we do these and now it's like putting them in numbers, having them automate is a big thing for us as well. So, we're working on setting up like a weekly update, maybe every other week, giving them something of value, something that's going on in the community, giving them a market update, just something like that. And so if we do 20 of those videos a year, that's another, we're touching them another 500,000 times. And then our community liaison is going to do that. A newsletter, we do a newsletter, a QR code goes with our newsletter. Guess what? It's a video. And so we're going to do that 12 times. And on our MailChimp, we have, one that's just pulling directly from our current clients, and that's pulling from that Facebook group when they sign up. So that's a number of touches per year. And then, so that's our Facebook group. And then I was kind of breaking it down. We have HomeBot, which I was showing you. We do a video for that. That's another monthly update. You can import a video into HomeBot, which tells your clients their value. So that's 12. And I mean, as you can see, I don't want to run all the numbers and bore you, but I just want to show you guys the different ways you can use video. So, if you give a client a pop-by, right? So everyone hears in real estate, oh, a pop-by, right? So here's your cute little pumpkin or whatever. So I'm like, that's great, but I don't want to stop and talk to them because I don't have time to stop and talk to 160
We're
of them.
awful agents when it comes
I know.
to this.
I'm like, oh, I hope they're not home. I mean, hopefully none of you guys are our existing clients, but at that point, you're going to be stuck forever. Not only to drive around, but you're like, oh, they're at the door, like that feeling, right? So I'm like, okay, so we're going to give them a cute little something that we're actually going to ship them from Amazon. It's going to cue our CRM and our client retention manager. We're going to do a QR code. Our same clients are going to get this only 3 pop-bys. So we send them out and we want to touch them once every 3 to 4 months. So they get 3 pop-bys a year. That's 3 videos I have to make. And there's a video that goes along with that. We do a birthday video that it sets an automatic thing by our CRM, our client retention manager. We're going to do a home anniversary video that goes an email, a text, a QR code. It's a home anniversary. Here I am again. Right. And so you're like, okay, we do a holiday card. We're going to put a video in that 1 month move in. We give them a list that automatically goes from our TC. It ships. She has a stack of them. There's a QR code that's going to be on that. There's another video of us 3 months. They get a cookie delivery. Our TC does it. I never touch it. It goes, there's a QR code. The cookie delivery place it's going to have a little like picture of us with a QR code and so on and so forth. You can see these are all running from our CRM. And when I get down to it, here is without talking about our YouTube videos, without talking about our TikTok, we are touching people in our own community, right? Not clients who are moving here, which is our other audience, over 1 million times by doing that. And you might think to yourself, how am I, what I thought is, how do I keep track of that now? So here's who our automation stream is going to go to, right? Here's how the TC is going to run that automatically. She knows that it pops up as a task for her. here's an automatic CRM automation that's going to send them an email or text. We have a couple people on our team who might create a couple of videos for us. And it just kind of shows me, myself, who's going to be responsible for that because I'm not touching it. And then tasks per month, I just wanted to break that down a little bit because I think people see that and they're like, that's a lot of videos. And I was like, how many is that really? But if you think about it, you know, we're doing the 2 quick little community videos a month, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So that's like maybe a half a day, not even. We usually crank those out in 2 hours. We have someone who kind of does our newsletter for us, all that kind of stuff goes. But if you break it down, averaging, because like if you do the Popeyes, you can do those ahead of time, the birthday, anniversary, all the ones on the bottom 3/4, I feel
are automated.
1 day, and they're automated. And so, and they're probably 60 seconds long, you guys. So, I mean, literally I can get my video out. If I have to do, you know, those whole bottom pieces, each one of those is a minute, I can get that done in 10 minutes. And it's going to generate over 1 million touches for our current clients here in our community. So the value of that is amazing.
Like we knew at some point we were going to have to put some systems in place to be able to take care of all of our clients at some point. Well, we got here. And it got to the point where it was so overwhelming, and we've really branded ourselves and video as who we are in real estate. And so we thought that it was just so important to stay in front of this audience, continue to let them see video and establish that relationship for years down the road. I can't even begin to tell you, just this last year, we've had a referral increase in our source for leads, and that's still to video. I know it's referral, but all of the people that are in our sphere are continuing to watch our video, and we are still their local real estate experts. To me, there's nothing more heartbreaking as a real estate agent than when we've worked so hard to gain that one client. And, you know, we always leave everything on the table. We work as hard as we can. We do everything we can do for that client, even though it's not always seamless. But at the end of the day, we hope that we won their business over for repeat. So when we see one person go away, we're like, what did we not do? What could we have done better? And I do think video is like the key to that. Any of our past clients that are, you know, friends with us on Facebook or whatever, then we see them at our client events. Like, it's just that seamless where they can pick up and say, oh, I see you've been doing this. I see you've been doing that. You still want to remain that local real estate expert. They still want to see you as the expert in the field. And they want to, especially times like now when rates are going crazy, everybody talks about real estate. They want to ask somebody, and it just has already broken down that wall. They can go to you. You can, you know, share with them your perspective and your expertise in this field, and they rely on you. And we know that they're relying on us because they're referring us. That is the greatest compliment. So I really do, you know, video at the beginning was all about lead generation, and it's come full circle with how to stay in front of your sphere. And it's a key to, one, the brand, and two, to stay in front of those clients and continue to be their real estate expert. Because guess what? They're probably going to move into a neighborhood. They're probably going to, you know, have their kids join baseball teams or whatever and come across somebody else who's another real estate expert. You still want to keep those people in your database.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so that was just the sphere. And then I just, you know, I will take a couple questions here in a minute, but I just want to touch on 3 quick points before we do that. And then you bring into the power of, you know, video on YouTube and TikTok. We're also going to do a podcast where they're going to strip our videos. It's like $5 an episode, you guys. It's not a lot, and I don't do it. So literally there's no cost or time involved to take that extra step. But, you know, we have over 500,000 yearly views on just those 2 platforms alone of people watching us. And then we, in our CRM, we're talking about, I posted this last week in our group, how to use video marketing in real estate was, you know, the number of hot leads. So buyers who are going to buy, like, let's say 3 months from now, we plan on closing them. So currently we have 9, 7 of them are obtained through video, even in the slow market, right? This, you know, we have all this market sucks. So everyone's like kind of freaking out. But even in this market, we have 7 of those closing a potential sales volume of 3.5 million, $100,000 in commission just in those, 0 to 3 months coming through. Cause at that point you can predict your sales volume, right? Cause you always want to know, like, as we know, there's no set paycheck as a real estate agent. Like no one's going to send you a check just because you think you need it in 3 months from now. So that to me, and for our team, that's like, okay, I know I have that at least coming in as our projected sales volume during the slow period of time. And, the cost to do these videos is hardly anything. Like if I take out the YouTube and the editing for that, I mean, this all you guys is maybe your CRM, MailChimp cost, depends on how big your database is, and a cell phone. And if you want to hire a virtual assistant to edit maybe a couple of those monthly business videos, great. It's like $30 a video. So to say that you need technology, you need to have a bunch of money, that doesn't need to happen. Like anybody can do it. It's just a matter of what we always say is being consistent and ready to jump in. So that is just my little, my fun little thing I put together this morning.
I'm impressed with your numbers.
Me too.
Anybody else have a way, I guess, I want to hear from other people as well. Like, do you use video? Is there a way that you're, working your severe, your past clients, and you could incorporate video? If anybody has any ideas or maybe what they're already doing, I'd love to hear of other ways. We do feel like, so HomeBot is a tool. It's almost like a Zestimate, but we can put eyes on it. I don't want to share that out in all these local Facebook groups just so I could have, 500 people using the tool. I know that those people in that HomeBot tool are my past clients. And as of right now, and I even see a couple of years down the road, we'll be able to go in there and fine tune those amounts. And so I know that my clients are getting a quality Zestimate, but better. And I've put eyes on it. And so I feel like it's my best foot forward. I also do a video with that, and we talk about just the market statistics, what it's like in our local real estate market, what our interest rates are doing, all of those specific real estate-y things, because I know that my clients using that tool, that's what they're checking it and they want to know.
Right. A couple things is we're going to do a 3-day Sphere video challenge. It's going to be free. So that's going to be kind of exciting. We're kind of putting the lip gloss, lip nail polish, something on that. We're trying to getting all of we're getting it all together. We're making it look pretty. Anyways, we're going to do that sometime in November. I don't have anything to join. It will be free. So if you guys do want to join, I put that in the chat. You can just text Sphere to, it's my number. So I'll have it to that 719-639-3393. And I'll make sure that you guys get that link once we have that ready to go. It will be free. Make sure you're joining our group. But some questions is, what is HomeBot? What is it, Kalene?
So, yeah, HomeBot,
$20 a month? I don't know, 30?
It's $29 a month. And what we do is, I'm really trying to dial in and work on pretty much like P&Ls and like job descriptions for our transaction coordinator and for different positions on our team so that everybody knows what everybody's doing. So what we do, we go ahead and close the transaction. As soon as they are closed, our transaction coordinator puts a task on her calendar that is 3 months down the line, because I don't want my client who just bought to get an updated home value. And I hope that it's what we went under contract for. I have yet to see anybody 3 months down the line. Now we are in a different market here, get their home value and be upside down. So we'll see what's going to go on. But right now I have it set in 3 months after they close that they go ahead and they get set up in this HomeBot tool, and my transaction coordinator puts them in. So you need your client's name, your email, their address. If they have investment properties, they can add those investment properties to here as well. But what it is, it's just like a Zestimate. So they pull public record and they say, okay, you bought a $600,000 house. You took out a mortgage for $400,000. You have an estimated equity of here. It even goes into numbers of, if you were to Airbnb your house, here's rental averages in the area. It's just all numbers, which Laurie and I that's not our strong suit. You have to learn to enjoy the numbers. And I think we're getting there. But it gives them a monthly digest and it shows them how much equity they have. It shows them, they can go in and fine tune, they can ask us questions about that report. But for $25 a month, like
look at this activity. This is what I love about it. Like Audrey Partridge, or I mean, I guess you guys can see some of our clients, but they actually view it. They added a home. This person viewed the market. This person, like you can see,
Like,
they
look at
check it,
Heather
they
Flores.
interact with it, and it's free and it's automated. Well, it's not free. It's free
20
for us. Yeah,
$29
it's
a month.
not a lot. So I mean, it's really a great tool, to be
To
honest.
me, it's just a great tool. It's easy to read. We can connect our preferred lender to it. And if rates go down and, it gives them information about where rates are at, they can request from him information about a refinance. He pays to plug his information into there. They can explore buyer markets. They can do a bunch of different things, but we see from the back end what they're doing and where they're clicking and, did they think this was off? And then we can reply back. But the beauty is I can also send a video with that. And so I can pop on here just like this and, hey, John and Tara, I saw you were on HomeBot, you adjusted your value. I did check that and you're absolutely right. The neighbor's home did go, 50,000 above where the average is. So I can see where you adjusted your, the value, blah, blah, blah. Video's so important to that. It's so much easier to me than an email with all those details in there as well.
Or door knocking or calling a client or
yeah.
Like call your client. I'm like, oh, what am I going to say to them? Anyway, so
that's somebody else said they love doing videos, but they have a hard time deciding like what type of video, what to speak about. That to me was the overwhelming part at the beginning as well.
Right. So hopefully we'll get you guys through all of that. It is 10:02 and I will value you guys' time, and my computer says low battery. I don't know where my computer charger is. So when I'm done for the day. No, I gotta go find it. But yeah, if you guys want to join that challenge, that would be fabulous. More the merrier. I'm hoping that you guys maybe bring an accountability partner with you. Sometimes that helps. It can be anywhere in the country. It doesn't have to be like sitting in your hometown, but and
that's what I was going to say. Utilize our Facebook group. Laurie and I have made a commitment to be very active on that Facebook group. We want to hear from you guys, like what you want help with in video, like what types of videos should we be doing? Should we put out a content calendar? Should we talk about what type of video we do in HomeBot? What type of video we do here? Let us know what would be helpful. And like Laurie said, invite friends. That's the beauty of having these online communities is, if your cousin does real estate over in Washington, invite them to the group. We'd love it.
Here, let me give you guys, I know some people are asking in the chat, before my computer dies, let me give you a link here.
Just a quick question. Do you guys offer the same discount that AIM offers for HomeBot?
Discount? Say that again.
AIM, Association of Independent Mortgage Experts, they offer a discount on HomeBot.
We are not getting any discount.
We are not associated with HomeBot, really. We just like it. So
Oh,
we pay them to use it. So if there's a discount for us, you let us know.
There's no referral code if that's what you mean.
Yeah, there's a referral code available. AIM, Association of Independent Mortgage Experts. You can get a referral code and you can get like a discount. And
would you mind sharing that on the Facebook
Maybe
group?
you have to use them like a mortgage, someone associated with them as their lender then? Is that like their, maybe? I don't know.
You don't always have to, but Association of Independent Mortgage Experts typically is just the mortgage people, but they do have a discount available. I'll get you the code. I have to call them and find out exactly what code,
Awesome.
so that you guys can have your own. But as a mortgage expert, we get a discount for it.
Oh, very cool.
Gotcha.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, just if you find a link, let us know. That would be great. We'll pass it along.
I will send that over.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, we hope to see you guys in a couple weeks. I'll post this on the group and again, text if you guys want that link for that. It'll be in a couple weeks and it doesn't have to be a certain time to join the challenge on the video. We'll show you, we'll go in a little more in depth as to what we exactly do for that video and kind of help walk you through some of that if it feels a little overwhelming for you. So that should work. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks and we'll see you in our group. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.